There has been a big change. I think that for months, if not years, people who were really working on these issues knew that there was a crisis brewing. The UNHCR was year after year showing an escalation in the number of forcibly displaced persons, both internally displaced people and refugees. Those numbers were going up. That wasn't headline news back then, and people who were working in the sector were realizing that things were tough, were realizing there was a crisis, but it was difficult to do the work and difficult to get noticed. I think obviously, in September, there was a change in tone. There was one particular photo of one lost life that really got noticed internationally, and it changed the scene. It suddenly became a place where there was mass mobilization. And
how important was that photograph?
Well, I think what that photograph did was brought to the attention of a lot of people who aren't necessarily looking at refugee-related issues as part of their daily lives or daily consumption of media. Suddenly, that photograph was very present on their news feeds, in their homes. People were talking about it in the newspapers and around the kitchen table, and suddenly people had a human face to a huge disaster. Canadians responded, and I think it's been incredible to see the outpouring of support from across Canada. We have rooms full of people, standing room only, whenever there is an information session about how to sponsor a refugee or an information session about how to volunteer in the community. Canadians have really stepped up, and it's heartening to see that 2 months after the photograph, we still have standing room only in those spaces. Canadians are still really to step up and make this a national initiative.